Welcome to Sister Sharp and Sister. My name is Karen,
I'm Shalon.
and that is
I'm Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. I'm getting a notification that I have a Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock.
We're early.
We're early today. Today we're just talking about Thanksgiving and our traditions within our own family, especially the way that we have food.
The food.
The food.
That gets me excited. Food gets me excited.
So what about you, Dee Dee? What was always your favorite thing to eat whenever we went to Mama's house for Thanksgiving? That's where I remember having all of our big meals for holidays was at Mama's house.
Yeah. I always liked potato salad.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, she made a really good potato salad.
I do not remember Thanksgiving at Mama's.
Yeah, I do. And
Mm-hmm.
she didn't necessarily fix this at Thanksgiving, but her cornbread was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Probably because she uses corn.
Maybe that might be the difference. I don't know. I've tried to replicate it, but I haven't got there yet.
I've done a pretty good job of replicating her hot cocoa.
Oh,
You do make a mean cornbread.
oh, thank you.
Just saying. It's good.
And
I use the actual cocoa powder from Hershey's.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always remembered was the dressing.
Yeah. Sage dressing.
Sage dressing. And
Stuffing.
it has to have sage in it. Yeah, Mama made stuffing. And so does Mother.
Mother makes stuffing. Yes.
And we decided last week, I think, that stuffing actually goes in the bird.
In the bird. Yeah, you're stuffing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, Mother does do a little bit on the outside of the bird. She put it under its wings and its
groin.
Yeah. She stuffs its armpits and its crotch.
Yeah. Yeah. So she does a little bit of dressing.
Yeah.
Not much.
Now, I have made a whole turkey, but used like oranges on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you say that because I don't remember Thanksgiving at Mama's. And after moving into being more of an adult and having a boyfriend, and I started going to his family. And then when we got married, I hosted his side of the family, and I did 2 turkeys.
Okay.
And that's usually how they do it. Whoever is hosting the Thanksgiving makes the bird.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of 1 giant bird like they normally do, I did 2. And
that's a smarter thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it would be a lot easier on me, just getting the thing in and out.
Well, there's that, but it cooks faster, it thaws faster. Plus, you get 2 legs, 2 wings instead of 4 legs and 4 wings instead of just 2.
Yeah, and who doesn't like a good turkey leg?
Right.
But I also did a citrus bird, and then I did a traditional bird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have moved to doing, because the kids are out of the house and it's just me and Arnie, but we had moved to just a turkey breast.
What Mother does is she buys a small chicken now.
Yeah. That's what we did for years, was a small chicken.
Yeah.
And stuff it just like you do the turkey, except because it was just a very small amount of people, we would do a chicken instead of a chicken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing.
You made a turkey once for Thanksgiving to where you soaked it in salt water or something like that.
The year that I hosted for Tim's family, I brined both of the turkeys.
Now, what does that do for the bird?
It makes it super juicy.
Really?
And it was really good. Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't have an extra 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, no.
So what I did was I took my fruit and vegetable drawers in the bottom of my fridge and I put them in there.
Well, that works.
And it worked great.
Did you put them back in the refrigerator?
Yeah, because you're supposed to keep them iced.
Okay.
You can't let it completely thaw out
while
you're brining it, right? You get bacteria or whatever. So
So you keep it in the fridge in the veggie and the fruit drawers. And you don't have to make any room on your shelves for it because it's in the veggie and fruit drawers.
Yes, exactly. It worked perfect. And then when I was done, I just lifted it out and dumped it and
cleaned it and put it back in. And
that was it. Yeah, exactly.
And how long did you brine it for? Was it overnight?
Yeah, but it probably like a good 36 hours. So like the morning before. Yeah, the morning before Thanksgiving.
Okay, so on the Wednesday.
Yeah. I got up, stuck it in there, let it sit all the way until I stuck them in the oven the next morning by about, I don't know, 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't very big birds either.
No.
They were, what, Dee? 10?
I was going to say 10, 12 pounds each, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I've never brined my turkey.
It's good. It was good.
It does wonders to how juicy your turkey will stay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, salt makes you retain water. So there you go.
And plus it's, salt imparts a lot of flavor too. So
yeah, it was very flavorful.
How do you fix yours, Didi?
Well, I don't make the turkey. I go to my mother-in-law, so she makes the turkey.
Okay. What does she do?
She does it the way we always did it, with just turkey in the oven with stuffing and dressing. I mean, she does not do stuffing. She does just the dressing. She does the pain of the dressing.
Right.
And then she just does the turkey and it comes out. And my husband's normally the one that carves it up, and they carve it up and lay it out on a plate. And then it's kind of like a buffet. You walk up to the buffet and you get what you're going to eat and take it to the table or wherever you're going to eat. And yeah,
everybody goes through.
That's how the Milligans do it as well now. Who, like I said, whoever hosts it makes the birds, and then everybody brings a side dish.
Yeah, that's what I do. Is I take a side dish. I like to do a broccoli salad. Although all of the broccoli salads I found, they're very good, but I like to add apples to mine.
Oh,
yeah.
You got your broccoli, you got your mayonnaise dressing, and I don't have the recipe for it in front of me. But it calls for everything except apples. And I was one year I was making it, and I said, I think I want to put apples in this. I think apples would be very good in this.
That sounds like it would be good.
And I was right. Apples are very good. And I usually get either Fuji or Gala apples, are a little more sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's actually really good. And then I normally will make a spinach dip and have bread, because I get a round bread of whatever kind I can find, and I hollow it out, and I use that bread for people to take and dip in it. And then I get an extra bread, like a French loaf, and I cut it up to add to it so people can use it, because it's 2 different kinds of bread. I normally get 2 different kinds of bread. And then I also do like vegetables, like baby carrots, cherry tomatoes, leftover broccoli from the broccoli salad, celery, because I got these dishes that you put all the things on the outside of it, and then I put, normally you put your dip inside the dish, but I put the bread bowl where that goes, and then put the spinach dip inside of it. And that's always a big hit. Everybody loves it. They expect it. So yeah. And then I got to do it. And then I usually do a dessert. And I used to do apple pie, but because my knees are not as good as they used to be, standing all that time and taking care of cutting and carving the apples and cooking the apples and then doing the pie crust and letting it freeze and then pre-baking it. And then my knees have a lot of trouble these days.
Yeah.
So I decided to do no bake pies.
Oh, okay. So like a pudding kind of deal.
Well, and I found a recipe online for a peanut butter pie that's really good. So, and you use basically
pie. Right.
Use peanut butter and some Cool Whip or whipped cream, whatever your choice may be. You can use Cool Whip or whipped cream. And you basically whip everything together, and you got some like vanilla extract in it, and you got to add sugar to it, and you whip it all together, mix it up real good, and then you put that in your pie crust.
You use a regular pie crust, or you use like a graham cracker?
I use a graham cracker for the peanut butter one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Graham crackers and peanut butter is
Use
good anyway.
Use the Oreo one.
Oh.
I made this weekend as a practice an
Uh-oh,
Oreo
she's
pie.
practicing.
I made an Oreo pie. I made my own Oreo crust, and then I used cream cheese and like Cool Whip.
Yeah.
And some sugar was added to it. Although I added more sugar than what the recipe called for because I didn't think the cream cheese was sweet enough, so I added more sugar to it because it's a pie. It's supposed to be sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you take your Oreos and you basically just break them up randomly and you put them in it and you mix it up and then you put that inside your Oreo crust and put it in the refrigerator. Well, you take some of your Oreos and crumple them up and then sprinkle it all over the top of it.
Right.
And then you put that in your refrigerator for at least 2 hours and then you eat it. I made that yesterday. Half the pie's already gone. So
So I think it's a hit.
it's a hit. Yeah, my husband likes it. I haven't had it yet, so I don't know if it's what it tastes like.
Do you remember when we used the lemon Oreos to make a pie crust?
I don't remember that. What kind of pie was it?
I think it was a lemon pie.
I was going to say that would be really good with like a vanilla or a lemon pie.
Yeah.
Okay. No. You said the lemon pie because
Lemon
I do
Oreos.
remember one year we were making a lemon pie because Mother likes lemons. Lemon
Yes.
pie so
I
much.
love
Yeah.
lemon
Yes.
pie.
And
Yeah.
I think it was right after the lemon Oreos had come out.
Okay.
And we were like, let's crunch this up and make a pie crust.
Mhm.
So when you make the pie crust out of the Oreos, do you take the filling out of the center?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You leave them in there. It adds more flavor, Oreo flavor, but it also helps hold the crust together more.
Okay. So you don't have to use butter or anything.
Oh,
like
No.
that.
You use butter too.
Oh, okay.
You use butter too. Well, my husband said it's really good. Now, when I made the crust, afterwards I was wishing that I would have put it in a food processor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That does work best.
Yeah, because me crunching it with the rolling pin and it worked, but there are great like
Chunks.
Big pieces.
chunks of not huge.
Watch your hand signals.
Oh, sorry. Karen, get rid of that.
We are not that kind of podcast. Just going to put it out there. We are not that kind of podcast.
No, my mind never goes there, so people have to point this stuff out to me. So
Well, that's okay because that's the first place my mind goes.
because I'll say stuff and my husband will be looking at me like, and I'm like, what? And he has to tell me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna say that anymore. Like when we were shopping and these people were cutting in front of our mother, and she'd say, "You prick," and it was a man.
He did it. Yeah, she didn't know
Yeah.
what it was.
And then we told her what it was, and she goes, "Oh, well, I probably shouldn't say that anymore, should I?"
Yeah. Yeah, she went for a while calling everybody up. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Yeah.
And when we told her what it was, she wasn't upset or embarrassed. She just said, "Oh, well, I probably
Oh.
shouldn't be doing that anymore, should I?"
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I don't usually fix desserts. I have in the past, but it's not my typical thing. But I've never had a family get together where I was told to bring a side dish.
Well, yeah. The year that I hosted Tim's family, there was 30 people in my house.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm sorry, I'm not cooking for that many people. Everybody can bring a side dish.
Right? Yeah. Now, when we would get together at Mama's as kids, would Mother and Judy and Buddy, would they bring side dishes? Now, Buddy would fix like peanut butter fudge and stuff like that.
Yeah,
knew
Buddy would
that.
bring desserts and pies and cakes and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but they may have. We were kids, and so we probably didn't pay attention to anything like that.
Yeah.
He still does that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he makes awesome pies and cakes.
Pies. I mean, you go to Christmas. I know we're talking Thanksgiving, but you go to Christmas dinner and he'll bring like 6 pies.
Oh my gosh.
6 different kinds of pies.
I bet they all get eat though.
And rolls.
Oh, and rolls.
And
okay.
rolls.
Oh yeah, the rolls.
Recipe for rolls.
Yeah, Buddy's roll recipe is amazing.
I'm gonna have to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write him a letter and ask him for his fruitcake recipe and his roll recipe.
I made pepperoni rolls once.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
At Thanksgiving?
No, just you talked about making rolls, and I've made rolls before, but it was a pepperoni roll.
Now, I've done those out of canned biscuits.
I did, like, you put the yeast in, you let it rise, and you let it fall, and you let it rise again, and then
she did the whole line.
You did the good one.
Yeah.
Not the quick. The kids want pepperoni rolls, and what do I have? I have a roll of biscuits. So
hey, it works.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I've used that in chicken and dumplings too.
Yeah.
I have too.
Biscuits.
Yeah.
When I was little, I remember mother using canned biscuits and when she would make chicken and dumplings.
Yeah. Quick and easy.
Yep.
A whole lot less cleanup.
Just sit there and
Yep.
cut them. That's my scissors. That's better than that. Scissors.
Yeah. We staple them. We staple them.
Staple the biscuits before you drop them in the broth. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't remember, like, when we were in Florida and I was young, we didn't get together with, our aunts and uncles. It was always just us.
Family.
On Thanksgiving, it was just us.
Yeah.
And everybody else was in their own home.
Yeah.
And then we would get together on Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Well, where everybody moved away not long after, I got married the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys moved before we were actually married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I think y'all moved in 87 and we got married in 88.
Yeah.
The first marriage. But we never had to do anything or bring anything because my mother-in-law at the time, she did everything.
Yeah.
She that's the way she wanted it. She wanted to do everything.
Well, that's
what family let her.
Yeah.
But then after that, my family was moved, and Arnie has his mom. That's all he's ever had since I've known him. He doesn't have brothers and sisters. So, and she's in Ohio. So it's just been us, just those
immediate
us right here.
Bring it in.
Yeah. But now I've got some people to cook for.
Yeah. Well, you said that you all would do the turkey breast instead of the whole turkey.
Yeah.
Right? In my research I did on Scandinavians, they will do a turkey breast sometimes and not the whole turkey. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. No, I think we're probably going to get a whole turkey this year.
Really? Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you just do the breast, you should try brining them just to see a difference.
I've got a 5-gallon bucket downstairs.
Yeah, you have to keep ice on it and everything, but yeah. You got to buy a lot of salt.
You use the big coarse salt? Or you use like table salt?
I use the big coarse salt.
Okay. We could do like a couple of turkey breasts instead of a whole turkey.
Sure.
And brine them. I want to try that. Because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Did it make the outside of it crispy?
You just did it.
I know.
Yeah.
You got me hooked to
did it make it
now.
Crispy?
Well, not really crispy, but not like it is when you don't brine it.
Okay.
It was like in between.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Publix fried chicken. It wasn't crispy like that or anything.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
No.
But
No,
but it wasn't exactly like it is when you don't brine it. It was a little different, but it tasted really good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to try that.
And I've discovered that when I'm on my own, I tend to want to try different recipes.
New things.
Yeah. Because for a time there, the Food Network is all I would watch.
I like Food Network.
So Yeah, and that's where I got that citrus turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And then also that year with the traditional turkey I also had a bourbon maple pecan glaze on the
What?
side that
What?
people could use.
Wow.
Yeah, it was tasty. It was tasty. And then I also that year made cranberry sauce fresh from cranberries for the first time. And it's actually Alton Brown's recipe of his cranberry compote.
I think that's what Arnie likes to use.
Yeah.
But there's a really, really simple cranberry sauce recipe out there that uses a package of cranberries, one of the large packages of cranberries, a cup of orange juice, and a cup of white sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it all together, uh, cook it, boil it until the cranberries start popping open.
Yep.
Take it off the heat, and it'll
congeal.
Yeah, a little bit. Not well, to me, congeal is like, bleh. But it'll set up some. It'll get thicker.
It gets thicker.
As a kid, though, it was always just the canned cranberry
The
sauce.
canned cranberry sauce, because
Ocean
you know what?
Spray canned cranberry
Yes,
sauce.
yes. Pull it out, drop it out of the can
You
like
have
this,
to, like,
and
take
slice it.
Yep. Take a knife around the edge, and it
Yes.
comes out.
I remember that at Mama's because it would be sliced.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest loves that stuff.
It's not bad.
I mean, I like it too.
Yeah.
But she will eat a whole can on her own.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She loves it.
Now, the day after Thanksgiving is when I like to use cranberry sauce instead of mayonnaise on a turkey sandwich. Yeah. And you got to put your
Yep.
dressing on there as well. You have to put bread on bread.
We were going to try putting the dressing in the waffle iron this year, right?
Yes.
And making that the bread instead of bread on
Instead of bread. We'll use dressing bread.
Yes.
The dressing that we do now is different than what Mother and Mama used to make.
Yeah, you just told me what it was, and I was like, sausage?
Yeah. It is an sage, sausage, and apples in the dressing. It is so good. Where's my phone? I'll tell you the recipe. And where to get it.
Tim's side of the family,
No, not you.
the dressing or stuffing that is always made is more of a traditional stuffing where there's sage, although I don't think they add enough sage.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Mother and Aunt Judy's dressings are very sagey.
Yes. The first time I made dressing after Arnie and I were married, I was with the sage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I kept putting it in and I kept putting it in. And I would do this.
Mm-hmm.
I would smell it. Not enough sage.
Yeah. That's the thing though, like mother never measured anything.
Mm-mm.
So you want to ask like what our mother's dressing recipe is. I can tell you what she put in it. But I can't tell you how much.
Right? Exactly. And the sage, sausage, and apple dressing recipe that I have is actually from Food Network.
Mm.
Whose recipe is it?
Does it say? It just
It
says
usually
Food Network.
does. Oh, it's from the Food Network kitchen. Okay.
Yeah. And it uses a 16-ounce bag of stuffing cubes. And I will tell you, I have used the stuffing from a package of stovetop stuffing.
Now, do you use bread or cornbread stuffing?
I just use bread.
Okay.
It's not cornbread. It uses unsalted butter, and it calls for sage sausage with the casings removed. Now, we couldn't find any of those when we very first made this. So what we did is that we got a mild breakfast sausage and cooked that off and took the grease and stuff out of it, of course, and then added sage for him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
A medium chopped onion, 2 cooking apples. And here in West Virginia, we use Golden Delicious apples. And if you don't know why, then look it up. Celery, salt, chicken broth. It calls for parsley, but why? I don't think parsley has a taste.
It does if you put enough of it on something.
Yeah, I never use it. And it calls for walnuts, but I don't recall using the walnuts.
Mm,
And you use eggs to hold everything together.
right.
And that's it. You mix everything together, put it in oven for 325 degrees for, I can't remember how long, like 40 minutes until the top forms a crust, is what it says.
Yeah.
And then you can drizzle 2 tablespoons of turkey pan drippings or melted butter over the top and cook for another 20 minutes. Yummy. I don't ever do that. When it's done, it's done. I pull it out. I usually don't stick something back in.
I made last year at my mother-in-law's. She didn't have any gravy, and I like gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Yeah. You used the brown gravy?
Well, they're like, you make it. I said, okay. So I made gravy and I used the drippings from the turkey in it. It was really good gravy.
Yeah.
Homemade.
That's how Tim's grandmother always makes the gravy.
I've done that.
She gets the bird out, puts the pan right on her stove because she has a flat top stove, glass top, and right there in the roasting.
Oh, you're talking about she removes the bird from the pan. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do that. I used a skillet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her take the whole thing right on the stove top and just make it right in the roasting pan.
What all did you put in it?
I just made gravy like you normally make gravy. I started with a little bit of oil, let it get heated up, put some salt in it. Then I put flour in it, all-purpose flour, and I kept, let it cook up, and then I added in the turkey drippings and did it like that, and then I added a little bit of milk because I wanted it to be a little bit thinner because you don't want it to be real thick.
Yeah.
And it turned out really, really good.
Sounds really, really good.
Everybody liked it. Everybody's like, "Ooh, this is good gravy." Like, you're welcome.
Yeah, since having the girls, we really have I haven't hosted anything. And the past few years, what I've been asked to bring consistently is mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I've already told her that she's fixing the mashed potatoes.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I went to make mashed potatoes once, not for Thanksgiving, just because I thought, oh, mashed potatoes would be good. But I didn't realize I didn't have enough milk.
Uh-oh. Do you use water?
Cream?
No. You know what I added?
Cream?
Ranch dressing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really good too.
I'm sure it was. I like ranch dressing.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, I didn't have any cream. I didn't nothing. Didn't even have any powdered milk. Nothing. And I'm like, I was looking in the refrigerator, what am I going to use? And I saw the ranch dressing in the door, and I'm like, all right.
Oh my God.
And it was really good.
I would never have thought to do that.
Yeah. When I do mashed potatoes, I like to use the golden potatoes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I just use one Idaho russet potato.
Well, I'm lazy. I use the golden potatoes because you don't have to peel them.
Oh.
You just dice them, boil them, mash them.
Now, I've fixed mashed potatoes without peeling my russets before.
Yeah, it's called dirty mashed potatoes.
I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do
but
too.
My youngest son does not, so
I will
peel them.
Yeah, like a big potato, I'll eat all of it.
Yes.
I do too. Yeah.
The only one that a sweet potato, I do leave the skin though. Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
It don't taste the same.
It's different texture too.
It's more leathery, I think.
It's
regular potato.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to potatoes, I rarely peel potatoes anymore. Rarely peel them. I leave the skins on them. The skins, I think they taste good. They have a lot of nutrition and vitamins in them. So I leave them on. We eat them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
we'll be fixing a sweet potato casserole too that Arnie does, and it's oh gosh, it is
It's-
so good.
It's dessert
Kind
as a
of,
side.
yeah, because he uses the marshmallows and pecans and
Yeah.
oh,
The sweet potatoes I remember when I was little were just candied sweet potatoes.
mm-hmm.
You know, you
Out of a
just
can. Now I know what you mean by candy because they were like syrupy,
right,
sweet.
right. But would mother just use the can? I thought she bought sweet potatoes and we baked.
No, she made them. She
Yeah.
bought them and made them.
Yeah, we
Okay.
baked them, peeled them, did all that, and simple syrup, basically water, sugar, and that was it.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think a lot of things go good with sweet potatoes. Like I mentioned on a recent episode, is my mother-in-law makes a casserole where she adds pineapples, pecans, mandarin oranges, and the sweet potatoes.
Need that recipe.
Well, I can probably make it up because it is just, you know, it's candied, it's sugared with the simple syrup
Yeah.
with those things, and then you bake it with marshmallows on top.
Are you going to try any new recipes this year, Dee Dee?
No, probably not. Just gonna do my standard stuff. I might do an Oreo pie as well as a peanut butter pie.
Yeah,
Not sure
especially
yet.
since it came out so well.
And have like a half a slice of each. The first Thanksgiving meal that I ever cooked on my own, I was about 12 or 13.
What?
And this was before Dee had moved back to Florida.
Right.
And what we would do, because mother was a nursing manager, so she was always have to work a shift on Thanksgiving. And she would get off about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And we never had Thanksgiving in the middle of the day like some people do. It was always dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we would do the night before is we'd get the bird ready.
Yeah.
Stuff it, do all that. That way in the morning, all she had to do, take that out of the fridge, put it in the oven, put the green beans in the crock pot, and then she'd go to work and then come home and make the rest of the stuff. Well, one year I got a wild hair and decided that I was going to make all the other stuff. That way she didn't have to do it when she got home.
Okay, so what all did you make?
So, you know who I called?
Called Buddy.
I called Uncle Buddy. How do I make this? How much do I use? How do I make that? And you know, he cooks like we do. He doesn't measure. He's like, I don't know, try about a half a cup or a cup or a tablespoon or, you know.
Mhm.
So I must have called him like 15 or 20 times.
Oh
that
my
day.
gosh.
But I got it all made. And so what I made was I made the sweet potatoes. We did potato salad, macaroni salad. We had the green beans in the crock pot. You know, I was basting the turkey throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
That's awesome.
That was it. Mother said that my potato salad tasted like Mama's.
Aw. That's awesome.
Yep.
I don't make potato salad a lot though. So I think that was just a freak thing.
Oh, you know, instead of mashed potatoes this year, we could fix twice baked potatoes.
I just said I'm lazy. You're gonna make me twice bake something? Sure, whatever you want.
Oh, that's so fun. No, it's just a thought that, you know,
Yeah.
ran through my head.
Yeah. I like trying new recipes and doing things different.
Mm-hmm.
Although there is something very comforting about going back to your traditional recipes that you had as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because for a few years there, the only Thanksgiving I had was Tim's side of the family. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. I enjoy it. It's still good food. But then there was a year where I guess mother had made extras that year and you guys had a bunch of leftovers. And I came back to the house and got to have some of mother's dressing and was like, it's like that scene from Ratatouille. Have you seen that one?
I've seen it, yeah.
Right, where Igor, the mean food critic, takes a bite and
Oh.
then he's transported back to when he was a child.
Yes.
That was me.
Well, you
I
know,
missed it so much.
where our mother used to work Thanksgiving, remember we started celebrating it on Friday
Yeah. Yeah.
because
And
none of us had to work on Friday, so we started doing the Thanksgiving dinner on Friday.
I
Yeah.
always had to work on Friday.
Did you?
When we worked for family, I had to work on Friday.
I forgot about that. Okay, well
Yeah.
well our dinners were always after, like in the evening, so
Yeah.
but that's
When
when
y'all
we
implemented that was when I
Yeah.
finally got to come back and have mother's
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. And it was good for the soul.
Yeah. And some people are traditionalists and want to always have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving.
I don't think that matters.
I don't either. And
Mhm.
where we have a blended family, Arnie and I, with kids out of state and even when they were young, you had that other parent.
Mhm.
So we would always just make it work. Sometimes
Mhm.
we had Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving and sometimes we had Thanksgiving on Saturday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, look at the tradition they're starting now with Friendsgiving.
I've never heard of that. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm. I haven't either.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is it?
Okay. It's Friendsgiving where you get together with your good friends. Like
Okay.
the weekend, one of the weekends in November, and you have a Thanksgiving meal of just your friends.
Okay. I can see that.
And then, the week of Thanksgiving or whatever your family celebrates Thanksgiving, you do with your family.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is.
isn't
That's
that cool?
nice.
I think that's cool.
That is very cool.
I always wanted to do that, but I never really got a chance. I did have one kind of after Thanksgiving one time. Got to use some leftovers, which was good.
See, that's the thing when it comes to holiday meals is you either make just enough so that everything gets eaten, or you've got to figure out how to put it in your fridge.
Tim's grandmother, it's so funny. She will save every container throughout the year just for Thanksgiving. And
Oh wait, are you talking like Cool Whip and butter and
butter, Cool Whip, whatever? She has a container with a lid that she can close. She saves it. And then we all go home with our little.
Oh, so you get to take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I can't believe it's not butter. But
That's what we do with my mother-in-law's, but
yeah.
people would end up having to, because she would use like styrofoam plates.
Mhm.
They have to keep from doing all the dishes and stuff.
Yeah.
People would have to pile it on the plate and then wrap it with something. But my husband likes the sandwich meats that come in the containers with the lids that you can reuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I told him, I says, I'm taking those when we go. That way we can put our stuff in those and then just carry them to the house.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Why doesn't she just ask everybody to bring a container so they can take something back home?
Exactly.
She
Bring
could.
your own.
I don't know, but I think it was last year before maybe that I started doing that.
That's a really good idea
Mhm. Yep.
to save those, because that's the kind of sandwich meat we buy.
Yeah. I've got loads of them. Sometimes I'll use them to put my husband's meal in for his lunch the next day.
I was getting ready to say it'll hold a sandwich and a side.
I've reused them for lunch a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not airtight, and they won't. You can't put anything liquid in them, like
Right.
a soup or chili. Don't do
Yeah.
that. I did that. I did that once, and
Don't
it
do
didn't work. 'Cause
that.
my husband told me. He said, It's not a tight seal. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't use them again for that, but you can put other stuff in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, because I said last time something about the Scandinavians having a Thanksgiving breakfast, and then I said I would look up what they would serve and stuff, and I found several different websites that would say, oh, well, it's this, or it's this, or it's this, or it's a number of different things, but it could be something like some mild cheeses like provolone, or a fancier cheese like brie or sharp white cheddar or aged Gouda. They would use like butter. They would have butter available, Greek yogurt, seasonal fruits like pears, apples, clementines, grapes, or berries, and bread for the butter. But it would be something grainy and healthy and real fluffy and airy. Fruit preserves, honey, a hot cereal, which let me get this pronunciation. Rummagroot.
Say it again.
Rummagroot.
Rummagroot.
Yes. And I found a few websites that said it was a milk and flour porridge, and then I found some that said it was a sour cream porridge. So
sour cream porridge?
Yeah. I've never ate this, but it might be good. I don't know. I like sour cream.
To me, a porridge usually has a grain in it, or is that wrong?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I've actually ever had porridge. I've had oatmeal.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
I don't know. I didn't go into that much detail. But I've got a couple of websites I'll share with Karen to put on the show notes for those recipes.
Okay.
Now, the Norwegians, who are Scandinavian, they would often have some type of seafood on their Thanksgiving Day breakfast.
Fish.
Yes, like smoked salmon, pickled herring, or sardines and tomato sauce or mustard sauce. And they may also have included in their Thanksgiving Day breakfast hard-boiled eggs or caviar.
Must be why I like salmon so much.
Maybe. Now, Scandinavian Americans, their Thanksgiving meal will a lot of times be oven roasted turkey, mashed sweet potatoes, pan-seared vegetables, string beans, Danish red cabbage, and the lingonberry sauce that I mentioned before.
Okay.
So, Now, I found a recipe, and I shared this in our conversation, of a warm drink that the Scandinavians would make. And let me see, where is it? It's GLOGG, but it's got a funny mark above the G, and it's pronounced. I actually went to a few different places to get a pronunciation for it, and they pronounce it as glug. Glug. Now it's
like caveman talk.
glug. Now it's the word is derived from a Swedish word meaning glow.
Okay.
Okay. Now I promise you, if you have too many of these, you're going to be glowing.
Okay.
And you're going to be thinking you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Oh, okay. It's that kind of a drink.
Yeah. So hold on, I'll go to it and I'll tell you what's in it.
I want to hear what the recipe is.
5 750 milliliter bottles of port wine. It's like a punch.
Right.
Sort of. Okay. And if anybody doesn't know, port wine is a very sweet wine. It's like raisin sweet.
Yes.
1 750 milliliter bottle of 100 proof bourbon whiskey. Ooh. 1 750 milliliter bottle of white rum.
Karen, I think we should make this.
I was looking at that recipe.
1 3-inch cinnamon stick, 1 3-inch strip of orange peel, 4 whole cloves, 3 whole cardamom seed pods, not the seeds, pods, cracked, 1 8-inch square of cheesecloth, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 1 15-ounce package of dark raisins, 1 6-ounce package of blanched silvered almonds. So if you drink too many of that, you will be glowing and you will be thinking you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
I mean, it sounds good.
It does sound good. It sounds like it's going to be sweet.
Yes.
Because bourbon is a little bit of a sweet liquor, and
Rum
port
is
wine is
sweet.
sweet. And you got the raisin and the sugar, and then you got white rum, cinnamon sticks. So it sounds to me like it would be more of a sweet drink, but you're supposed to serve it warm. It's a warm drink.
Sorry.
It's like a cider type of thing almost.
Like a mulled wine.
Mulled.
That's
There you go.
mulled
Mulled wine.
With bourbon.
I enjoy a nice hot drink. I like apple cider.
Mm-hmm.
I like teas. I like stuff like that. When we were sick, I was given a recipe that had oranges and lemons and grapefruit.
Star anise.
Star anise had cinnamon in it. And boil that all together and make a tea out of it. It was very good.
I also found that sometimes the Scandinavians will have what's called a rosette cookies. And it's a dessert. It's popular during the holiday season. It's a sweet, crispy fritter cookie, which are known for their intricate floral patterns. They're made with a special tool called a rosette iron.
Okay.
They're traditionally dusted with confectioner's sugar before serving.
Yeah, that's that thing where they actually dip it in the batter and then it cooks right on the iron, right?
Yeah, and then once you're ready to eat, once it's cooked, you take it off and you kind of push it off a little bit and you let it cool, and then you put powdered sugar on it before you serve it.
It's like a crepe type of thing. It reminds me of how some people make crepes.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
okay, yeah.
What I thought of with this was not made the exactly same way, but I thought about the elephant ears at the state fairs and stuff. You take the dough and just put it right in the oil.
Right.
And that's basically what you're doing with this, but you're just using a tool to shape it.
Yes. That wine drink got my attention. I just think it sounded really good.
It's huge, though. The recipe is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to size that down for sure.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's sites that do that for you.
Yeah.
Really? So,
yes. She's learning a lot today.
I am.
Well, that's your thing. You always learn something new.
Always learn something new. Always be learning, because if you're not, you're
dead.
Stagnant, yeah.
I mentioned this before, but I learned to like green bean casserole thanks to Tim's family.
Never had it.
Yeah.
No, I've never had it either.
It just doesn't sound good to me. But I don't like mushrooms.
Well, I don't like mushrooms either, but I like it.
I like mushrooms. I even had that mushroom coffee.
Ew.
I have a friend at work.
That's some earthy coffee.
Well, I had a friend at work because I was wanting to try it, but I couldn't get any of the brands who would send a sample.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I had a friend at work I was talking to about it, and then she says, "I've got some. I'll bring you a sample of it." And I said, "Great."
Hey.
So she did, and I drank it, and it is earthy, and it does taste like mushrooms, but it's not overwhelming. And it's something I think I could get used to drinking, but I like mushrooms.
So I think my oldest daughter would like that. She likes mushrooms too.
So, and you can put stuff in it just like coffee. You can sweeten it if you want, or put creamer in it if you want, or just drink it straight. You do it however you want.
It's just for the benefits of having those extra mushrooms and what they provide.
Yeah, it's health benefits.
Yes.
Yes. Some mushrooms. That's what happens when my blood sugar drops. Weird things start happening.
Been there.
Yeah. Some mushrooms have extremely beneficial stuff in them for health and your mind and your stomach and stuff like that. Yeah. But other mushrooms, if you eat them, you will die. So
be very careful.
Yeah. So if you
are
some of them, forager, then pay attention
some
to
of them picking. Some of them you eat and you're going to be meeting dragons and fairies and
I thought that's where you were going to go. I thought you were going to go.
I did too.
Hallucinogens.
No. No, but I would try those though. Well, we
My
have no idea what we're talking about next week. Not until next week comes.
Figure it out.
You'll be surprised
Yeah,
For all
it'll be
of
a
us.
surprise.
for all of us, including us.
I am going to go get something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
kill my
Talk to you in chat, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
We'll decide what we're going to talk about
Okay.
in a day or so.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Love you.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.